welcome back to the Real Honor Wrestling and to another edition of AEW Dynamite Out of 10. The show featured 6 matches, including 2 title bouts. And yeah, like I say, a lot going on. With the first main event of AEW Collision revealed as well. And spoiler alert, CM Punk is in it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into things. And we start things off with Cassidy versus Swerve for the international title. Cassidy put his hands in his pockets and avoided Swerve offense in the initial stage of the bouts. The challenger then took OC down and applied a submission move. Cassidy made his comeback by sending Swerve to the outside, but the latter hit a chop and stunned the champion on the barricades. Cassidy then hit a Hurricane Rana at the ringside area and followed up with a dive to the outside. He then hit a diving crossbody, but Swerve stopped his momentum with a right hand. At one point, both men were fighting on the turnbuckles, but came crashing down face first on a steel structure. Prince Nana caused a distraction, allowing Strickland to take advantage with a kick. He then hit the uppercut, and the Mogul MC leader grounded Cassidy with, but before the latter tried to make a comeback with some elbow strikes. AC then finally connected with a stun-dog mid-air, but Swerve dropped him with a leaping flatliner. Cassidy then got a near fall with a backside, but Strickland dropped him with a Death Valley driver on the apron shortly after. Cassidy hit some kicks before hitting a DDT on the floor. He then hit a diving DDT inside the ring for a 2 before AC went for an orange punch, but cancelled with a Hurricane Rana for another 2. A miscommunication between Swerve and Nana allowed Cassidy to hit the orange punch and a British break, but he only got a 2. Cassidy went for a dive on the outside, but Swerve hit a brainbuster on the outside and then hit the house calls and followed out with a double split stop and only got a 2. Towards the end of the match, Swerve looked to hit the JML driver, but after a series of royal, Cassidy managed to retain. And yeah, post-match, the Mogul Embassy attacked Cassidy, but the lights went out and Sting and Allen chased the heels away, potentially creating an interesting trio for the next few weeks. And yeah, it gets a 7 out of 10. A really, really great match to kick off Dynamite this week. Cassidy and Swerve, you kind of felt like both could win it. In fact, no, I'm going to upgrade it to an 8 out of 10 because it was just a great match, post-match as well, and you kind of felt like both men could win it here, which definitely added some more compared to Cassidy, where you thought he just obviously retained it in the past few weeks. So yeah, great stuff. It was then time for Blackpool Combat Club versus Chaos. The Chaos members attacked their BCC before they even entered the ring. Chuck Taylor hit a power drive on Really Yuta for a 2 before Castagnoli broke out. Rocky Romero hit a flying kick on Moxley, and as Taylor took out Claudio in the ringside area. BCC then got the advantage after Moxley hit a cutter. Castagnoli and Wheeler double team Chuck Taylor, and Yuta hit stomp on him for a 2. Claudio and his partners isolated Taylor, and he dominated during this stage of the match and hit a gut wrench and tagged in Wheeler. Chuck Taylor hit a flatliner before Yuta landed a German, before Chuck Taylor finally unloaded on Rocky Romero and unloaded on Moxley. He then hit a diving crossbody on Moxley and attacked the BCC member. Beretta and Romero double teamed the Purveyor of Violence for a 2 count. Best Friends then hit a strong 0, but only got a 2. Towards the end of the match, Rocky Romero hit the Gigi Kitami and knocked in on Moxley, while Castagnoli hit an uppercut on Beretta on the outside. Mox then turned down Romero's submission into a Bulldog choke as Willie Yuta took down Chuck Taylor with a Bicycle knee. He then unloaded with hammer and anvil elbow strikes before Rocky Romero finally tapped out to give the BCC the victory. And yeah, another dominant win for the BCC, another week of them looking like killers, and yeah, it's all working really nicely with them at the moment. So yeah, it gets 7 out of 10 from me. Just loving what they're doing. Good stuff. Next up, MJF was out and was saying that he was bored of lack of competition, before saying no one was at his level. Adam Cole came out to confront him and said that there is finally some competition. Something said his love for wrestling was almost over after CM Punk left him as a kid and he started watching ROH. He then took shots at ROH before bringing out the Panama City play by his illustrious career. MJF then took shots at Cole and stated that Britt Baker has his balls in her purse. The Devil then brought up a recent victories in AEW and recorded a nasty rumor about Vince McMahon not seeing Adam Cole as a main event talent. Cole then took the mic and asked MJF obsession with his opponent's relationship before mentoring the Devil's fiance left her. The former WWE star then said that no one respects MJF and called the champion lazy, selfish, and said he does the bare minimum. MJF retorted back by calling Cole Keith Lee's manager. Cole then said that the champion won't fight him because he isn't better than MJF and said that he wouldn't face Cole any time. A match was teased and later announced as MJF looked frustrated after the exchange in the ring. And yeah, can't wait for that match next week. That's going to be absolutely incredible. Really loved MJF bringing up the whole stuff of what Vince McMahon and WWE thought of Adam Cole as well. Yeah, that was really good stuff as well. And like I said, that match next week is going to be absolutely fine. So to be honest, I wouldn't be against Cole winning and getting a world title opportunity. Jungle Hook then took on LFI on Dynamite. All 4 men battled in the ring to start things off, and Hook and Preston Vance fought through the crowd as Jungle Boy continued his tussle with Jalisco inside the ring. Jack Perry then got a 2 count on Jalisco before the latter sent the former tag champ to the ropes. He then hit a double front stop on Vance. and was sent over the barricades by Hook. At one point, Jungle Boy hit a dive to the outside, but he himself had gotten taken out by Jalisco. The heels targeted Hook, but he hit Northern Light suplex on Jalisco on the floor. Towards the end, Perry hit Vance with a steel chair to the head, and Hook followed out with a T-bone suplex through the table. Joe's the assistant caught an interference on Hook and tried to hit the Red One before Perry had tried to set tap on Jalisco to pick up the win. And yeah, this gets 7 out of 10 from me. Really good stuff. Great to see Jungle Hook reunited. I think they're really great together. And yeah, I feel like Jungle Boy could be turning heel soon, which would definitely work as well. And yeah, good match. So this was good stuff. It was then time for Konosuke Takeshita in basically a bit of a squash match against Damon Ace. He unloaded in the corner in the initial stages before Ace's opponent hit some right hand strikes, but Takeshita stopped his momentum and hit the jumping knee strike, picking up the win. Post match, Kala said he is responsible for Omega's success in the wrestling business before vowing to remove the Elite from all of Elite wrestling. And yeah, this was really good promo and stuff like that. Loving what Takeshita's doing at the moment, and yeah, it's all going to lead to something really good. I can feel it. It was then time for Statlander versus Anna JS for the TBS title. Both squared off in the middle of the ring before Statlander applied a side headlock takedown on the challenges. She then applied a front face lock and dropped Jay before the JS member walked out of the ring and ran away from the champion. However, Statlander dropped Jay on the apron and followed out with a kick for a 2. Anna Jay then made her comeback with a kick and a shot to the back. She was then in complete control during this stage of the match and was stomped on by Statlander. Statlander missed the desk stare and Jay took her down with a spinning kick. She then dropped the champion by pulling out her hair and got a 2 count. Jay then hit a neck breaker, but Statlander countered with a jawbreaker. After a back and forth between the two stars, Statlander hit an uppercut and a high knee. A distraction from Maynard allowed Anna Jay to drop Statlander and face first on the mat, but got a 2 count. Statlander then connected with a discus lariat, but after a distraction from Maynard, Jay applying the Queen Slayer. The champion got a hit combination before hitting the Tombstone Power Driver to retain their title on the Wednesday night show. This gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Decent enough match. Statlander retaining early stage of her title reign. And yeah, can't wait to see what she can do with the belt. Just kind of getting early wins in the way here. And yeah, that's kind of the right thing to do, I suppose. So yeah, it's 6 out of 10 from me. So then main event time, Ricky Starks versus Jay White. A proper brawl between the two stars to start the main event, and they brawled on the outside before White avoided getting thrown off stage. Switchblade were retaliated by dropping Starks on the apron, and the Absolute then looked to attack White with a steel chair, but the referee caught him. After a back and forth, Jay White taunted Ricky Starks and hit some shots before sending him into the corner. The two stars battled on the turnbuckle, and White hit suplex for a 2 count. White then looked to hit the Blade Runner, but Ricky Starks stopped him. The Absolute countered with Lariat instead, and towards the end, the two stars exchanged strikes before White hit a kick on Starks. The last then countered the Blade Runner attempt and hit a spear. Starks then reversed another Blade Runner attempt and hit the Rochambeau. However, the referee got taken out and it led to the Guns carrying out and hitting the 310 on Yuma on Ricky Starks, and they escaped through the crowd, and Jay White got the pinfall victory to close the show. Juice Robinson came out and celebrated White's win and taunted Starks to end the show. And yeah, Guns potentially joining BCG. Wouldn't be against that, to be honest. Could be a really good role for them. And yeah, this is the first time we've seen Jay White being properly as a star in AEW, and we love to see it. Hopefully see it more, obviously in the main event of the first collision. So yeah, things look to be up for him. And yeah, really good main event here in terms of in-ring action. Gets 7 out of 10 for me. And yeah, still think the story has more runs to run. Overall, AEW Dynamite gets 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I thought it was a good episode of AEW Dynamite this week, I have to say. Really enjoyed the main event, really enjoyed some of the storytelling throughout the show. I think there's definitely some interesting things progressing. We're only a few weeks away from Forbidden Door now, and that seems to be heating up with match announcements and stuff like that. So yeah, on the whole, a really good episode of Dynamite, I have to say. 7 out of 10 from me. But anyway guys, that's it really. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, lots of content on daily wrestling. Subscribe to the channel, it's greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.